Aging Up is a really unique program for the Sacramento area because we're the only mentoring program specific for youth who are in foster care, as well as teenagers who at some point in their childhood were in foster care, but they have since found permanency. So they might be reunited with their bio parents, they might be in a guardianship, or they might be adopted. So we really focus on those older teens and helping them transition into adulthood. And we do it through the power of relationships by connecting them with a mentor.
So our mentors are just regular, everyday people. They volunteer their time. Their main thing is that they have to be willing to commit a full year to a youth and invest at least 8 hours a month into that relationship.
As a match coordinator, I get really, I think, an exciting part of this whole mentoring thing, because I get to meet the kids and the caregivers and the mentors and be a part of helping them navigate through getting to know one another and developing their relationship and just being everything that they can be to one another.
Well, when I first met my mentee, I was super nervous on the drive over, making sure I wasn't late and could I find the place. We met at her house. And once we met and connected and started talking, it was great. Like, it was, all the nerves kind of went away and we connected really fast and had a lot to talk about. It was a really short meeting, the first one, and then after that we right away made a date to meet up a second time and went from there. My relationship with my mentee is sort of like a big sister, little sister, but friends at the same time. It's sort of a combination. And we just really like spending time together. There's always a minute when I get to pick her up that she's always a little bit nervous, I guess you will, like kind of leaving the house and then going out with me, and then the second we get in the car and drive away, it's like, oh, I can just feel her sort of decompress, and we talk about what we're gonna do, and then we just do it. She's up for anything. We've tried so many different things, going out to eat, walking around downtown, going to the Capitol, like just sort of exploring. And that's what I love about her, is she's really open to try anything. And she lets me know, and I can tell with her body language if something isn't resonating with her or she's not liking it, that we've kind of gotten this shorthand with each other now, where I can really feel where it's like, this is working and this isn't working, and sort of redirect. And now we're at the point after 3 or 4 months together, we're co-planning things. So it's not just me throwing out ideas and seeing if she's up for it. It's really a joint decision as we plan things together.
And actually, the first time I went up there, my name wasn't on the list. So Bonnie and I drove there, and I had to be like, okay, we'll have to do this at another time. Like, things aren't going to go according to plan, I guess is what I mean. He's a very, good kid, but has bounced around. And I think that first meeting kind of, at least, going there, not being able to pick him up or meet him, kind of just was an eye-opener of what the foster care system is too. So
when I first met my youth from that I was gifted with, I'll say, with Aging Up, it was exciting, a little nerve-wracking. I had no idea what to expect, and I'm sure my mentee didn't know what to expect either. So on our initial introduction, we hugged. And that was just so wonderful, because it just told me that we were both kind of on the same page, looking forward to it, and had a lot of hope for our relationship. I was matched with my mentee about a year ago. We're just a little over our 1-year mark, and we've had just neat experiences during that time. And there were firsts for my mentee that, frankly, I was surprised, like making a trip to the zoo. I had assumed everyone had been to the zoo, and for my mentee, it was just really exciting to go there and see the animals. And now, as a result, my mentee is looking at maybe becoming a veterinarian, and so we're talking about what that would require and what kind of classes. And we've learned about some neat things that are going on in the community, volunteer opportunities. Aging Up gave us the opportunity to dive right into doing volunteer work because there was an incentive and a prize given. And so we just jumped right in and started with doing work with animals at SPCA, and then helping a residential aging home with some flowered pots. So it was really exciting. I think that's where we gained our closest bond, is when we worked together to do something good for others.
So our relationship and how it's developed between my mentee and myself has, I really think it's just kind of getting roots within this year. me and my mentee, I think, are very similar or share a lot of similar interests. He's very into anime, Marvel movies, really just like kind of like not necessarily mainstream culture, pop culture. And so I've enjoyed talking with him on that. But I think at this point we like really appreciate each other's time and being able to just kind of talk about those things. Because at first I think it was very superficial talking about stuff like that. And now there's like that quiet comfort of like, I don't have to like talk in the car when we're driving somewhere, even though we usually do, because he's like super talkative. And it's just, I think the further the time goes, like the better it has been, and kind of seeing, like his, like his fears, his loves, like what really like makes him tick. And just learning a person like that, especially that you have like no context of, I think is a powerful thing. And just like time, I think brings you closer, especially when you're spending that much time each month. So it's been a great experience, just sticking with it for a year. So I love there's a time commitment here, because I think so much things change. And him going from 3 different places, I think within the year, he's really allowing him to like me, like to the extent of like a friendship, and like look forward to something. Because I think, especially initially, I think he's always cordial, like very friendly kid, but I think he always kind of had somewhat of a wall, just because his foster parent, he thought loved him and then was kicked out. And he's like, I don't want to do that again. So he ended up going to a group home, and I think he realized he didn't want to be in a group home. So now he's back in foster care. So it's been good, but it's just interesting to see that evolution.
Noticing the positive in her is she's definitely opening up more. I think at first it was sort of putting on a front, I'm okay and everything's great and just excited to do everything. And now I'm sort of getting to the real her, where she can tell me if she's embarrassed about something, or if she's nervous about doing something. So there's definitely an openness that's coming that I'm seeing in a positive way with her. I don't know what other people in her life maybe are seeing, but I'm definitely seeing more communication from her. Aging Up has prepared me so much. The training that we went through was priceless, to kind of know what to expect, all the different scenarios. I'm in a unique situation where my mentee is reunited with her biological mom. And so we touched on that, if they're reunited, if they move during the process while you're paired up. So I was kind of ready for anything, because I felt really grounded in the training that we received.
The training at the beginning of Aging Up was, I think, really a good snapshot of what was the expectations that we needed to have. Because I think coming into this, my fear was like being a hero. And I think the training really was like, these are kids in these situations, and it's very real, and you don't have to be a hero. We really just need you to be a good person that is with them, and kind of a role model. And so I think that one helped knock down the expectation of, just like going above and beyond, and also just like the purpose of all this. But also the training really helped me, I think, before I went and saw my mentee, really understand like the world that they were in, the emotional dealings that he could have been with. And so I think it gave me more confidence going into that role, but also set my expectations where I wasn't trying to be, like the end all be all, like best guy, I'm going to fix somebody's life. So
I was in a number of workshops and classes that were offered by Aging Up, and it gave me some great insight into what to expect, the ups and the downs of being in a volunteer role with foster youth. But it also gave me confidence, and we did some role playing, and we did some real kind of difficult activities that prepared me as I become this mentor that are going to come up. I mean, it's just not always a smooth road. So Aging Up really helped me anticipate what might come up, and then when it did come up, I was better prepared.
Kids in foster care, they're there through no fault of their own. They just, bad luck of the draw, basically, is how they got into the system. And especially teenagers, they get a bad rap. A lot of people think they're in foster care because they're just bad kids, or they've done something themselves to deserve to be put into foster care, when in fact, it has nothing to do with that. the people that were supposed to care for them weren't able to do that safely at the time, so they had to, for their safety.
As far as young people go, they have the same dreams, wishes, wants, and needs as any other teenager, and it makes me really proud to know that in a small way we're able to help inspire those and help lead them toward successful adulthood.
The beauty of Aging Up is that these are volunteers who really want to make a difference and commit their time to being part of that relationship and helping these children start to trust and care and believe again.